actually. I don't know why. I'm such a weirdo. I hate saunas, and this one's going to shock you. I hate getting a massage. Yeah, somebody got my wife and I a couples massage once. And actually, I guess it wasn't the couples massage because we weren't, you know how on TV or whatever, they're laying there holding hands both in the same room. We were in separate rooms, but somebody gifted us a massage at the same time. And I hated it. That was one and done for me.
I'm on 0% uploading. Are you guys?
I'm on 0% too.
Does that mean
I'm on 0% too?
Does that mean we're running slow?
All of us?
I mean, I guess people will tell us if they come in.
That's what I'm trying to look at now. So that would be live stream chat. Late again. Hey, Kevin. Now they're seeing us. So we're going live. It's just taking a while to upload for some bizarre reason. But Kevin's there. Doreen is there. Kristen is there.
Huh. When the recording is done, you may need to stick around a little to upload your high quality recording. That's all it is. It's just for the recording at the end.
It is, but since it's going to be saved live, I can always download it there if need be. It's just bizarre that it would be all three of us. It's usually an individual thing. Yeah, and now everybody in chat is like, what the hell are they talking about? Hey, Celeste. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Justin. Hey, Marcy. Hey, Thomas. What's going on, Pamela? So as you guys are walking in, I see some new names. How are you doing, Linda? How are you doing, Thomas? I see some new names and I see some familiar names. And let me go ahead and introduce both to what is the Three View Mirror podcast or the Three View Mirror show or the Three View Mirror game show, because it is a show where three friends get together that grew up in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. And we love to discuss pop culture, and specifically every week, one of us plays hosts and comes to the table with three topics ranging from those years, ranging from 70s, 80s, and 90s era pop culture. But the cool part of it that makes it his game is that host is the only one that knows up front that there is a hidden connection between those three topics. Something will tie what looks like random topics together. And after discussing each topic individually for about 15 minutes apiece, at the end of the show, the host will ask if we can figure out what connects those three things. And sometimes we can, and sometimes we can't. And sometimes the connection is really, really cool. And sometimes, well, you'll have to see for yourself. Check some old episodes. It gets good. My name is John Katrides, better known as Gen X Jono, across my social media platforms. And I'm joined by two of my closest friends that I've never met in person. Shell?
Yeah, it would be like I was calling you there, right? No, I'm Rochelle O'Black, better known as Gen X Shell online, and you can find me across all the typical social media channels. If you don't follow me already, go for it. I'd love to have you there.
And I'm Chris Clues, better known as Chris Clues. I am a speaker and author that focuses on the life and work lessons that we can learn from 80s pop culture. I have 3 books on Amazon. If you're interested, you can just type in my name, Chris Clues, CLEWS. You'll find the books there, maybe in your local bookstore as well. It's a great holiday gift, and we are in the holiday season officially.
And this is the Three View Mirror. I missed this. All right. Whoa.
Oh.
We got
to go again. I missed it so much. So tonight, Shell is it. If I can get that off. Come on, go away. There we go. Shell, you're it.
I am it today. I am the host today. And I'm so excited because I have 3 wonderful topics. And without any flair. Oh, wait, we can't hear Chris. We'll do the technical difficulties first.
I'm here. Anybody else have trouble hearing me? Hopefully everybody's good. You guys can hear me, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Doreen's guessing Bette Midler already.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we forgot to, I'm not shelling it tonight. We forgot to tell everybody, if you are new here, Do not guess in the comments about what the connection is until the end. We will give you an opportunity at the end to put in all of your 2 cents. Okay, we love hearing it. That's part of what this show is about. Don't ruin it for anybody if you think you've caught the connection early.
Apparently, I'm better now, so we're good.
Let's get shelling it. All right. The 3 topics are The Longest Yard, Ghostbusters, and the Ford Bronco.
And the Ford Bronco?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Longest Yard, Ghostbusters, and the Ford Bronco.
Okay. I remember the Bones Brigade, Dark. As you can see, sorry, I just didn't want to but not Bones Brigade, but Krishna Soy, and I've got several other decks over here. One of them is the Bones Brigade. So sorry, Dark mentioned that. So all right.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
Ford, Ghostbusters, and the Ford Bronco.
Yes.
Val Kilmer wearing Calvin Klein underwear. No. But again, Kevin, I don't know if you're joking or serious, but save it till the end, please. No one likes to show off.
Even those ones, yes. So let's start off with The Longest Yard. Talk to me about the Longest Yard. And I will say it up front, not my favorite because it was more of, I hate to pocket these movies into a genre, but they were more of a guy flick than they were for us females. So I figured you two would have a lot to say about The Longest Yard.
Well, there were 2 of them, right? The first one had Burt Reynolds. The second one, Adam Sandler.
Yes.
So,
yes, I did. I purposefully didn't pick which one because we could talk about either one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I never saw either. I hate Adam Sandler movies. So that makes you know this. We've talked about it. I just don't like Adam Sandler. And when the Burt Reynolds movie came out, it was just one that I was probably a little too young for. Didn't really, hit it. I know of it. I know the premise. But yeah, so it's to answer John's question, it's both films and neither of which I've seen, but I can speak generally to the actors.
Yeah. The first one starred Burt Reynolds, and it was released in 1974. So again, too young. But then again, Gen X saw a lot of reruns over the years.
Right.
I mean, I actually remember seeing that version of The Longest Yard at some point during my childhood. Maybe my dad was watching it. I don't know. I don't remember much of it, but I know that it existed. Now, 2005, I did see that movie with Adam Sandler. And I enjoyed it, but, it's not one of those movies. Chris, you're probably going to have to lead on this one because it's not one of those movies that, you enjoy it as it was a prison football kind of a movie, roughhousing kind of a thing. But it wasn't like I'm going to remember everything because it was right up my wheelhouse.
Well, I mean, The Longest Yard, this could lead into a bigger conversation about sports movies in general. And The Longest Yard, really the 1974 one, although there were sports comedies before, it really kind of took it to a new level in terms of the sports comedy with a little bit of a serious undertone, of course. I mean, there was a lot of, conversation about prison life and how people were treated in prison, that kind of stuff. I mean, there was the whole thing there, but I think if you were to list the top 10 sports movies of all time, people who are really into that kind of thing would put The Longest Yard in the top 10 for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very popular. I mean, like I said, it's hard for me because
Burt Reynolds' Longest Yard. I can't even fathom putting Adam Sandler's Longest Yard as one of the greatest sports movies ever. Okay. I just I'm not slamming Adam Sandler. I'm just saying there's no way you would put any of those movies above, Field of Dreams or Friday Night, Any Given Sunday, or
Friday Night, Any Given Sunday? What?
I loved Any Given Sunday.
No, you said Friday Night, Any Given Sunday.
Friday Night Lights. I like
Friday
the show
Night Lights,
too.
Yeah.
Any Given Sunday, I loved. Even what was the Charlie Sheen?
Well, Rocky, Brian's Song, Major League, The Natural. I mean, yes, of course.
Sandlot.
I'm just saying, people who would rank these movies based on the influence and all the things that they put into a movie would put The Longest Yard in it. It would not be in my top 10 sports movies. I got my top 10 sports movies. Rad is in my top 10. But
I'll let you. I'll say hi to Bill for. I'll be seeing him in 3 or 4 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Bill Allen, who played Crew Jones, is going to be with me in Rhode Island this weekend. Blockbuster Video Experience is hosting both of us at the Rhode Island Comic Con. So I will be sharing a booth with Bill Allen with Crew Jones.
Let him know I had a Rad shirt on.
I will.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're looking at smoking.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's Rad? What is it a movie?
Yeah,
it's Rad is. What's that?
BMX movie from 1986.
It's so much more than a BMX movie, though. So Aunt Becky from Full House, Lori Loughlin, she played the girlfriend. Crew Jones was played by Bill Allen. And yes, it's a BMX kind of, if you remember Christian Slater in Gleaming the Cube, which was like a skateboard movie, imagine BMX version of that.
Yeah.
But there's a love story. There's a scene where him and Lori Loughlin are doing like this ballroom dance with like shirts with glitter, but they're on bikes and their bikes are twirling around each other.
That sounds so corny. I can't.
It's the 80s.
How I didn't even know about that. Like that, I've never heard of that movie in my entire life. Maybe again because it was maybe directed more towards the boys than it was the girls at the time.
Not this one.
I never heard of it. And Chris, how do you read everyone's mind? I'm sure the comments are wondering, like, how do you read everyone's mind that you're somehow wearing a thematic T-shirt that actually fits with everything we're talking about? And I did not tell you what these topics were going to be. I just don't know how you do it.
I mean, maybe I should be a mentalist. I can make a lot of money at it. But it's the Rad. It's such a cult classic that a couple of years ago, I think it's the day that it came out. It's March something. Its release date is officially Rad Day.
Rad Day.
And the movie theaters have been playing the movie in the theater.
And this next year, I think it was 86 when it came out. So they're planning a whole bunch of stuff for the 40th anniversary. Bill and I were talking about it. It's very cool. I get to make videos with him. I get to hang out with him. We rode our bikes. So we were together at the Fanboy Expo in Orlando, and we got to ride BMX bikes through the convention floor. So it was me and Crew Jones riding BMX bikes. I mean, there are moments in my life when I'm like, that's pretty cool. 16-year-old me had no idea that I'd be riding a BMX bike side by side with Crew Jones.
You were playing Lori Loughlin's part?
I was playing, sure. Better than riding bitch. I wasn't in the back seat. I want to be clear. I had my own bike. I wasn't hugging him from the back. Wow, this is what happens when we don't see the topics.
You were on the handlebars.
You were standing on the pegs holding on, right?
Oh yeah, Kristen, Lords of Dogtown is excellent. That is very good. That is a very good sports movie as well. But I mean, back to like The Longest Yard. Look,
the what?
Back to The Longest Yard.
Oh yeah.
What we were talking about here.
The cool thing about The Longest Yard is that I think John mentioned the very few football movies that Hollywood has done well. There's a whole list of baseball movies. There's a whole list of boxing and combat sports. If you like blood sport, if you like kickboxing, you got that. You got Rocky. You've got Southpaw.
Skating.
Raging Bull, somebody mentioned.
Over the top arm wrestling, that's a sport.
Oh, I remember that.
Is awesome. That's a great movie. Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's a great movie. But yeah, so there's a handful of football movies, and this happened to be one of them that had an impact. So,
well, we're over time because John was late. Let's just say it like it's the truth here. Okay.
I was in the studio with Chris. You were doing your hair. Chris and I were waiting like 15 minutes for you to show up. The lies that come out of this woman's mouth. Unbelievable.
No, it wasn't. No, it was John was getting interviewed by AARP. And so
shit, I had a video due for them today. I totally forgot. I actually owe them a video. All right, let's get this done because I got to send them a video.
My brain is just.
I will say, Burt Reynolds. Let me get on Burt Reynolds.
That's football movie, this Brian's song, Robert. You're right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Burt Reynolds, man. So I was just talking to I did an interview on my show yesterday, and the guest and I were talking before the show went off, and I said, we have some amazing actors today. Pop culture wise, we have celebrities. We have movie actors and television actors. We have singers. Burt Reynolds was a movie star.
Yeah.
Robert Redford, who just passed recently, was a movie star. Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe Brad Pitt. You see that Ocean's 11. There's a little bit of that, but it's fading. There's not as many of them as there were. And when you saw, Cannonball Run or, The Longest Yard or Burt Reynolds, the best little horror house in Texas, if his name was on it, the movie did well. Mm-hmm. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to somebody about that the other day too, and I think a lot of it has to do with access. That in today's, like back in the day, when did we get to see Burt Reynolds? In a movie or on the Johnny Carson show?
Yeah.
That was maybe in like some tabloid you'd see a picture of him. But now, like if I'm interested in an actor and actress, I Google them. I have their whole life right there. There's no mystery. And that's what made the movie stars, was the mystique and the mystery around them as well.
Wasn't Burt Reynolds in Playgirl? Like, wasn't he one of the most iconic first guys?
So he did the nude. I can't believe I know this. He did the nude centerfold spread in Cosmo.
He also did Playgirl, though, I think.
Okay.
I didn't think it was Playgirl. I know it was famous for Cosmo.
Okay. I
would be happily wrong. The fact that I may have this down as information bothers me.
No, and he had the furry rug too.
Yes.
Burt Reynolds. Not only did he have the mustache, but he had the furry rug too. I think in his pictures, why I've seen them, I don't know, but I've seen that centerfold, and he's just a hairy beast at that point. Nowadays everybody's manscaping, and
Well, actually. So I talking to my 21-year-old daughter. You know how women in the 90s thinned out their eyebrows so severely? And now, full natural eyebrows, I guess, are more, back in style, and they don't have any. I guess the thing is, some guys went off and permanently got rid of all body hair, and now I guess body hair is coming back. Kids are wearing mustaches again. I mean, everywhere I go, it's like I'm seeing Ron Jeremy. I went to McDonald's the other day, and a 16-year-old Ron Jeremy waited on me. He had hair coming out of his shirt. He had a mustache. I'm like, he had a mullet. Permed in the back. I'm like, dude, we made fun of the fact that we did this. How are you bringing the worst of it back? It's back.
All right. So we talked about hair and birds and mustaches and totally rad ballroom love on two wheels kind of dancing. Okay, so we need to move on to our next topic. Any last minute things about Burt Reynolds and his man hair?
As opposed to his woman? Yeah, okay. No, I'm good.
Okay. Then we're going to move on to Ghostbusters. And I don't just Ghostbusters in general. Doesn't have to be Ghostbusters 1, 2, any of the new ones. It could be any Ghostbuster you want to talk about. I'm talking more about the franchise. So I think there's a lot to be said about Ghostbusters. And if you haven't seen a Ghostbusters movie, then there's just something as a Gen X. No, just shut up. You're lying. You're lying. I'm not even lying.
It's funny. No. For a franchise that's so amazing and so prevalent and so huge in pop culture, I've seen Ghostbusters 1, I saw Ghostbusters 2, but I'm willing to bet I've never seen them. I've never seen it again. It's really weird. I've seen Back to the Future so many times. I've seen Breakfast Club so many times. I know that I saw Ghostbusters. I don't think I've ever seen it a second time.
See, when I watched Ghostbusters for the first time, the original Ghostbusters, two things got me more than anything else, and it was Bill Murray going, "He slimed me," and the way he said it, my sister and I must have been at the perfect right age. We busted out laughing so hard, I think we almost peed ourselves. And then the next best thing for us at that time, in that goofy sort of a mood, was the fact that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man showed up.
The what?
Ron Jeremy was in Ghostbusters.
He was an extra. He was an extra.
Was he really?
Yeah. What was the Marshmallow Man?
We found it, goofy. We must have been in that.
What was his name?
the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
The s'mores. The s'mores.
No, I always thought it was Stay Puff, Puff. It was probably only within the last year that I realized it was puffed with a T at the end.
Yeah, I think I did say that. That's why I was.
No, that's why I was trying to hear you, because I honestly didn't know that. I knew Ron Jeremy was an extra. I knew that the most popular boys' Halloween costume in 1984 was a Ghostbusters costume, but I didn't know that it was Stay Puffed until tonight.
It was,
and my town, that I don't know if you've seen it, but there is someone in the greater Pittsburgh area that has rebuilt the iconic car from Ghostbusters, and every once in a while you'll actually see it driving around in the area. So I don't know if anybody's from the Pittsburgh area, but I've seen it, and I have a picture of it somewhere on my phone.
Well, Ghostbusters, it is, I think, when you think about the movies that had the s'more, that's what I said, s'mores. There's s'mores.
Wait, I sent him a text earlier in the week about s'mores.
Yeah, s'mores. So I think, like, with Ghostbusters, it's one of those movies that, when you think about the movies that had the biggest influence on pop culture, really just took over pop culture, and still to this day, it is one of those movies that we talk about good movies on this show. We talk about great movies on this show, but then there are movies that really changed pop culture and have had such an influence on it that even little kids today, if you say, who are you going to call? A lot of kids, Ghostbusters. And that's pretty amazing when you think about it. And somebody mentioned the new ones are really good too, and they are really good. And they have a nice nod back to the originals. And I like how they kind of brought the guys back, but just for like a moment, not for the entire movie. It was really nice how they did it. And I think Ghostbusters goes down as one of those great movies in terms of how it moved pop culture, still to this day.
Zulu and Sigourney Weaver, and she looked amazing in that movie. By the way, she looked amazing. Yeah, she looked. She was like as iconic as in that particular funny movie drama as Leia was in the Star Wars. It was just a tiny little piece, but she looked amazing.
Dogs and cats living together. Somebody said yes. When someone asks if you're a god, you say yes. That was the line that I always remembered.
And Rick Moranis.
Ray. Who's saying the
Ray Parker Jr.
Ray Parker Jr. Yeah.
Ray Parker Jr.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing.
And did he ever do anything else?
I mean,
was that a one-hit wonder?
I mean, I don't know if he's a one-hit wonder, but how do you ever get to that level again? That's the thing. Unless you're unless you're a huge musician that keeps doing it. But
Kenny Loggins did it over and over. Every 80s movie but this one. What's next, Kenny?
Ghostbusters is actually, I think, bigger than almost any Kenny Loggins movie song.
Footloose? I will disagree.
I don't know. That would actually be really good to do a show one day.
I'll put Ghostbusters, in different ways. But I would say, I think Footloose is as iconic.
I think Ghostbusters, the song, made the movie. Puffed.
It's that we talk a lot about soundtracks on this show too when it comes to 80s movies. And Ghostbusters was another one. When you looked at the top 40 that week, I'm pretty sure there were 3 songs from movies in the top 10 that week.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ghostbusters, I think Axel F was in there as well at that time. It was 84 was Beverly Hills Cop, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong, but I think 84 was Beverly Hills Cop. And then there was one other. It was just wild to see a Ghostbusters at number 1. You never see that anymore. I think the last time we did that, was was something from The Lion King.
And somebody said about how the song was stolen, and I did hear that. Yeah, about stealing the beat from the what's the song? The News. Oh no! I want a new drug.
I want a new drug.
I want a new drug. Yeah, and if you listen to it, they are very, very similar. Madonna had similar issues like that, where people either ripped her songs or she ripped someone else's, something like that. Everybody's always got something like that going on.
So the lawsuit was settled out of court in 1985 with a strict confidentiality agreement, which was later breached by Huey Lewis during a 2001 VH1 documentary. This breach led Parker to sue Lewis for breaking the agreement, which he won. And Lewis later revealed he was not the one who lost the original case. So apparently Ray Parker Jr. lost the original case, but then got to make some money when Huey was flapping his lips and shouldn't have been.
All right. Now,
Go ahead.
I cannot recall that. I saw the newest of the movies, the newest Ghostbuster movies. I think I saw 2 of them. I think I saw the one with Kristen Wiig, all the female. Has anybody seen any of those? Or are you just like purist and you're like, no, I'm only watching the old ones?
Yeah, I think that's kind of it for me. I don't have a problem with if it's the same cast and they're doing a sequel, because I mean, I enjoyed Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. Maverick, I look at it as that way. It was just Top Gun 2. It just took decades to get there. I don't like revisiting reboots. I just don't.
I like the Ghostbusters, the 2 newer ones, Frozen Empire, and I can't remember the other one, but I liked it again because of how they kind of passed the torch to a new generation of Ghostbusters, but they also brought the guys back, and they did a nice nod to Harold Ramis at the end of the first new one, and it was really nice the way they did it. And so I don't know. I kind of like them. I think they're cool stories. They're fun. The kids that they're kind of passing the torch to are really cool. I like the kids.
Yeah.
Torch too.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it. I'm not disparaging anyone for liking the new movies or going. I think Shaw puts it nicely. It's just, and some people in the comments are similar. They're just, I don't want to be get off my lawn, make your own stuff. I'm not that severe about it. It just doesn't draw me out to the theater. Maybe if it comes on streaming and I happen to see it, I'll watch it. I don't know. But I have no problem with Superman over and over again, and that's rebooting ever since, George Reeves. So I guess I pick and choose when to be a purist.
I think the Ghostbusters are different because they're not direct remakes, for me anyway, because I hate the remakes. Like when you directly remake Red Dawn, for example, or you remake Roadhouse. For the love of God, you remake Roadhouse. Why are you doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Swayze movie in general, I hate you. But just in general, I don't like remakes. But when they kind of make a new story from an existing universe, then I'm okay with it.
Well, I mean,
I have a rule of thumb.
The Longest Yard was a remake.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a new story. It was the same story. It just was updated 30 years later.
And you know what? Sometimes I'm okay with that. I guess what I don't like, here's my theory. If you're going to change the cast, change the script, remove all things necessary to the script because you find them problematic, if you're going to literally change everything about the movie except for the name, then maybe don't keep the name either. You're making a whole new movie, so stop it. Like Roadhouse, he wasn't a bar owner. I mean, he was a bar owner, but it's like he was an MMA fighter. They just changed so much about the movie. It left a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, Roadhouse. Yeah.
Well,
so I'm like, if you're going to change so much, leave it alone.
The thing that Ghostbusters did right, though, to your point, is they didn't make any of the characters the old characters.
Right.
So that's the difference. Like I like Jake Gyllenhaal, but I'm sorry, Patrick Swayze is Dalton, and no one will ever be Dalton. So just stop. Like you cannot take a character that's iconic and then remake them and the Ghostbusters didn't do that. They were like, here's some kids, they're going to be the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you're going to redo it, do it after we die. I'm okay with that. Let us all die first. Because, I mean, we had movies I didn't realize in the 80s. I can't give you a great example. Maybe our virtually live studio audience can. But I know there are movies I loved in the 80s that I didn't realize until 20 years later. They were remakes of like 30s or 40s era movies. So, but, those people were...
Cape Fear was a movie like that. Okay. I absolutely loved Juliette Lewis and Cape Fear. I thought it was an amazing movie. Had no idea that it was some sort of a remake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the original's awesome, too. But, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I going back to, like, Ghostbusters, I think that they're expanding the universe. They're bringing a new generation to the table with the younger kids who are the Ghostbusters now. It's smart from a business perspective if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And the best decision they made was we're not going to recast Venkman and everybody else and expect people to be okay with those characters being new actors. Don't do that.
Right.
Do not do that.
But yet the old ones came in and sort of like he said about somebody said passing the torch. Like the old characters came in and played a role in giving those new characters a life.
Yeah, they graced it. They basically were like, here. And they're passing the torch is a perfect example of it. And you know, if Indiana Jones ends up
Excuse me. I sneezed.
You paused. I saw it. Listen, I don't know about anybody else, but all I saw was this.
Oh, I sneezed. I need a bless you.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you, son. I don't even know what that is. So I just think that the passing.
You lost your train of thought because of me.
Well, like Indiana Jones is a great example. Like eventually we're probably going to get a new Indiana Jones. But the way to do it is to have Harrison Ford pass the torch. You can't just say, here's your new Indiana Jones and and get everybody to accept it. It's unfortunate that what happened with River Phoenix happened because I think they were planning on him taking the torch, which would have been earlier than we would have thought. Yeah. But with young Indiana Jones. But that's how you do it with Ghostbusters, and they've done a great job of it.
Look at John, just bless you, bless you, bless you. John's like, I got to put my own comments up here. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Oh, but if we mention Shell or Chris in the comments, John's like, bless you, bless you, bless you. No, I'm not Catholic. I'm not Catholic at all. I have no idea. All I know is we just do that. I don't even know.
You've just seen it in the movies.
I've just seen it in the movies. Not Catholic at all.
They killed off Shia LaBeouf's character for Indiana Jones. Yeah, River Phoenix would have been a phenomenal young Indy. But, you know, bringing it back to Ghostbusters for a minute before we pivot away from it, the one thing that I loved about the movie, and I'm big on lines. I love lines, and they gave us some iconic lines and some iconic quotes. But I love toys. And Ghostbusters gave us some really awesome toys. You had the Ecto. Kids today can still go and buy Ghostbuster slime. It's sitting right there. They had the backpacks. They had the guns. They had the stuff. And then you're sitting there with your friend telling your buddy that you can't cross streams. And it's like, I thought that was super cool. I mean, somebody somewhere absolutely was thinking marketing when they're like, all right, here's a great movie and here's a great concept. Oh, and by the way, we can sell a ton of crap because we can sell the car, we can sell the packs, we can sell it all.
The little pencil topper. I had a the little green guy pencil topper.
It's Slimer.
You know?
That was the Slimer.
Slimer, whatever. Yeah.
And no less than 2 popular cartoons, the Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember. There were 2? I don't remember.
There were 2.
There were 2. Okay. Yeah, I do not recall. I remember watching, I think, one of them, but might have been too old for cartoons by then. I have no idea.
Yeah, for sure. I've revisited it. But
I just watched all the Dungeons and Dragons cartoons again on YouTube.
Those are fun. Yeah,
I'm never too old for that one.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch like She-Ra.
I'm sure there was a Ghostbusters cereal, Kristen, without a doubt. Everybody had their turn.
There was. I know there was. In my brain, I'm thinking there was because I know there was Pac-Man, there was Strawberry Shortcake, there was everything. I knew there had
cereal.
No.
No.
Look like marshmallow mustaches in the milk.
Pretty gross.
Footballs and mustaches.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
That's a good clean break right there.
We talked about, all right, so any other final thoughts on Ghostbusters? Oh, the Hi-C Ecto Cooler. Wait, I just had to address that. I absolutely remember drinking Hi-C Ecto Coolers or Hi-C like drink boxes or something, you know, all that merchandising like you said. But yeah, any final thoughts on Ghostbusters?
Well, Scott said, can you imagine a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in a s'mores?
No, he said a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in a
Yeah,
s'mores.
s'more.
There's some wars. Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if I said it on here last week or if I said it to you, Chris, when we got off of there. Since I'm from Pennsylvania, listen, if we say s'more, that's all we have to say. Like, do you want more dinner? It's s'more. S'more. That's what s'more means. S'more.
S'mores are graham crackers,
S'more.
and marshmallow, and chocolate. That's a s'more.
Stay puffed marshmallow.
Anyway,
Our last topic
No more in debt.
is the Ford Bronco. Ford Bronco. What are we going to say about the Ford Bronco?
I might have lost my virginity in a Ford Bronco.
A frog Bronco?
A Ford Bronco. It was either a Ford Bronco or a Chevy Blazer.
Probably not a Fiero.
No, it wasn't a
Very
Fiero.
similar.
It was one of those two. I just can't remember which. Nothing about that night was very memorable.
It was really.
They were beasts of, speaking of the Chevy Blazer and the Ford Bronco, they were beasts of a vehicle.
Yeah.
My mother had one. It was kind of jacked up. All metal. There was no plastic parts in that thing.
Without a doubt, I will concur that the manliest thing in that evening was the truck.
Well, everybody's saying OJ with the Ford Bronco, so obviously.
OJ, yeah.
Obviously.
When I think of
But
Ford
that is what we call a red herring, my friend. Shell is not that transparent. I'm not buying it for a second.
When I think of Ford Bronco, though, I think of like Americana.
Oh, yeah.
Just a badass American truck.
Yeah.
That's what I just, it can't be anything else.
And if I recall, and this is only like, because I wasn't a car person back in the day. I know that we had a Ford Bronco, but weren't the back of those removable? Like, couldn't you take the back of them off and then it was kind of like a backless truck?
No, there was one of those trucks. I don't think that was the Bronco. There was like this convertible SUV into a pickup truck sort of type deal where it could come on or off. That was more in the late 90s, early thousands, I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
You're right.
TMI, Jono, never too much information. And like I said, I'm just adding color commentary here.
Yeah, and then somebody mentioned, you mentioned OJ. I mean, you can't mention a Ford Bronco without mentioning the white Bronco, the OJ Bronco. I mean, that thing captivated us as one of the first times we ever watched sort of a live, like, car chase that lasted for hours and hours and hours. This wasn't like a blurb on the TV news about a car chase. This was like hours and hours and hours of watching this thing, which seemed to be going, I don't know how fast it was going, but via helicopter, it looked like it was going like 30 miles an hour. And then there was like the trail of the police behind it. I can clearly recall watching that.
Well, what happened?
So here's the question for you both.
What happened to the televised car chase? Like, that's something we should talk about. That
was
was
part of it is that the police departments,
for 15 years, they would cut into programming for car chases.
Police departments have literally made it's actually departmental policy in a lot of cities that they won't chase anymore.
Yeah.
So there is no car chase. There's too much of a risk to people to have that happen. Here's a question for you both, though.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
Yes.
After the Ford Bronco chase on the LA freeways with OJ, do you think sales of the Bronco went up or went down following inconsequential?
Huge up, because we're crazy people. Yeah.
Huge up. Over 7,000 units increase in the previous year. People saw that thing could move. Everybody, I mean, that's crazy to me. Something associated with that, and yet it caused an increase in sales.
Yeah. What year was the OJ thing, by the way? I can't recall.
1994.
94. Okay. And then they ended the Bronco in 96. I believe.
So yeah, it was a nearly 25% bump in sales.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
If that happened today, it would be 100% bump in sales. Everybody would go out and buy one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying up, big up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Where was I? What are you talking about?
during John said units during the chase. You don't remember where you were?
Yeah, I do. I was just coming off of a bellman shift at Disney. I was home in my apartment watching with my roommate.
I didn't know you were a bellman at Disney.
Yeah.
How did that not come up?
Yeah.
I was a bellman, and then I started doing security for.
Did you have the hat?
No, the hat.
Oh,
monkey. I'm not a trained monkey. No, I was a bellman, and then I did security for celebrities coming in to different aspects of the parks.
I was bartending, and we put all the TVs, all three of them, on the programming. And I mean, it just, everybody that was there just stayed. And it was a great night for me. I think it was a Thursday night. I'd have to check it, but it was one of my regular nights to bartend. I'm thinking it was Thursday because Friday and Saturday there would have been two of us. And it cut into programming, and that's what we watched for hours and hours and hours on end. Or however long it lasted, seemed like hours. I don't know how long it actually was.
I mean, and you know, we talk, you know, we're talking about OJ here, but in general, the Bronco itself, any other, did you ever own a Bronco? Like, John, you mentioned the virginity in a Bronco, but was it your Bronco? You know what I mean? Like,
no, it was her.
Own a Bronco?
No, see, again, emasculating myself. I had a LeBaron. She picked me up in the Bronco.
Your girlfriend picked you up in the Bronco.
She wasn't exactly my girlfriend. Maybe I should not have brought this up.
I only have one story about a Bronco, and that's when my mother had it. It was burgundy and white. It had the big giant burgundy stripe going across it. And since it was jacked up, and I was old enough to drive it, she would let me take it. And around where I live, there's a lot of hills and valleys. And if it would rain very much, you would get the little flooded out roads. And I can remember driving that Ford Bronco through what I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to make it. Yeah. Water up into the actual cab of the thing. And it was one of the first times I think I massively, majorly lied to my family about anything that I had done in a car, because then that somehow the engine block cracked or something like that. And forgive me, I'm not a mechanical kind of a person here. I think I broke the engine block because of all the water and the whatever. So yeah, it was the first time I never told my family that. And they don't listen to my podcast, so I'm safe. So.
Yes, Coins, this is a rad t-shirt. I know somebody asked if it was rad movie t-shirt.
Kiwi.
Yeah, I guess people having problems with the audio.
Yeah.
Well, you have been a little pixelated. So I don't know if there's a connectivity issue with Riverside tonight.
Again, I don't know why, if it's all three of us, then it's not individual, because none of us were uploading. I don't know what's going on with it's a Riverside issue.
Yeah.
I'm at 99% now.
Oh, I got to jump back. How do you see that if you're on chat? Oh, I'm at 99 too. Anyway, the other thing about the Bronco, that was the one I remember. Didn't it follow the whole wood panel craze? Wasn't there a Bronco that had like a little bit of wood to it too?
I guess it could have.
Yes, there was. And actually,
that's the one I remember as a little
I wish
kid.
I was better at jokes, because that would be such a good spot to talk about wood.
Not when you explain you should have jumped in without explaining it, Shell. There was wood on the truck. There was wood in the truck for a few seconds anyway.
Wood on and in.
And out and in.
And that was it. That right there was.
Do you remember the expression "to pump chump"? Is that still a thing? And the author goes silent. He's like, "Not here.
Oh,
not here."
You were frozen, so I didn't know if you were still.
Oh,
yeah.
All righty then. I'm done.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not quick at jokes. I can't come up with them that fast, but I'm like, oh, I know there's one in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's what she said. So anyway, okay, so I don't know how much more you want to say about Ford Broncos. You know, if you weren't like the car kind of a person, maybe you have nothing else. I don't know. We talked about OJ. That would be the obvious, and we talked about, you know, the Ford Bronco as being an icon, and again, Chevy Blazer being sort of the copycat of it.
And we talked about John's experiences in a Ford Bronco.
John's experiences with the. Yeah.
To be fair, I had experiences in many vehicles. Some of them I wasn't even alone. Not many.
That's
I have no comment because I know what the comments are going to be over here in the chat. Like, I have no comment. I'm not going to be that girl in the comments and be like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
It's good that the statute of limitations is passed on that.
Yes.
I was alone for the most part. Who could I be hurting? Apparently myself. Anyway, so yeah.
On that note,
Michelle says, I got tears from laughing so much. That's also what she said.
Shifting gears.
Shifting gears. The only gears I shift into was reverse because I needed to back myself out of that embarrassment as quickly as possible. The apologies were flying.
Oh, John, this was a really good topic.
Let's put it this way. I was not the wind beneath her wings.
I did not expect this topic to have like such a fun vibe to it, but I'm glad that it did.
Whew. All righty then. What are the topics? You'd never know by listening to a conversation.
John needs a moment.
Yeah. What the hell were the topics? Longest yard.
Ghostbusters.
Our topics were the longest yard, Ghostbusters, and the Ford Bronco.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are our three topics. And we need to see if we can find a connection between them.
Obviously, Ford Bronco screams OJ. Now, I don't know if OJ was in the longest yard. He might have been. He could have also been in Ghostbusters. I don't know. What I do know is I don't think there's ever been a time where you took it that easy on us. That is so. If anything, I would say that is a red herring. It's intentional. So I don't think it's OJ. I also don't think it's my mom. Thank you, Scott. Kevin says Naked Gun.
Oh, OJ was in Naked Gun. Absolutely. I can remember that. Or no.
No.
Well, OJ was
yes. Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. Yeah. Yeah. No, Naked Gun.
Noonan.
Yeah.
Chris?
Wait a minute. The longest yard was in the Bronco, apparently. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh. Yeah, well.
Well, and to give you guys a little bit of a hint, I did hint around at it quite a few times with a few things in there. And I wondered if anybody had gotten that connection.
Pamela says football. Wyra says Denver Broncos.
At the hint.
What's that?
What?
Shell's like, and just to give you a hint, I actually hinted around.
Yeah.
The hint.
Here's a hint. I hinted about the hint. Life, how does it all have to do with football? I can't get the Bronco to the football. I can't get.
You could get OJ, Bronco. You could get the Bronco to football.
Oh, that's true. I couldn't get Ghostbusters. I like that, Life. Those do connect.
Yeah. They actually do connect. So you're absolutely right. I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah, but Ghostbusters does not.
Yeah. Yeah. But we were talking in the segment about Ghostbusters, about how the passing of the torch. We were talking about how we go from one place to the next with that passing of the torch. So can you think of how that might relate to all three of those things? Or a reprisal?
Well, there were two longest yards. There's more than one. So yeah, I guess they brought back the longest yard. They made a second movie. They brought back Ghostbusters. They made another movie, and they just brought back the Bronco.
Correct. There are, to say it basically, in The Longest Yard, Burt Reynolds actually appeared in the remake of with Adam Sandler. He ended up being the coach. He took on a different role. He was no longer Cruz, which was in the original Longest Yard. He ended up taking the role of the coach. So he was in the reprisal. Okay, in Ghostbusters, we had Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Ernie Hudson, all reprising their roles in the next occurrence of the movie, the next generation, so to speak. And the Ford Bronco, actually, I mentioned that it ended in 1996. But what did they do? They did a remake for the next generation with 2021.
Topic Star Trek.
Yeah. And what?
You could have made a fourth topic, Star Trek, The Next Generation. Degrassi had, I like that.
And even there's even some smaller things in there, like Sigourney Weaver, when she was in Ghostbusters, Sigourney Weaver was another person who was in an original movie and then reprised the role many, many, many years later when she did the much later Alien movies, and she was a different role. She was now an alien. She was something different. So we took something that was original, and then Burt Reynolds showed up in Longest Yard, and then most of the actors from Ghostbusters showed up in the new Ghostbusters, and the Ford Bronco. Even though it doesn't look the same, it ended, but it showed back up again later for another generation.
I think A's got the best answer.
Which is?
Oh, the comment just went away. Is it Bill Murray? He was in the remake of Charlie's Angels and drove a Bronco, was in Ghostbusters, and was in the Longest Yard remake as a golf pro. I had no idea if that's true. If that's true, that's pretty awesome.
It could be. I actually don't really know. All three topics ended, and we had a reprisal. So it's all about redos for the next generation in a different role, in a different way.
And the Bronco, when it came back, if I remember correctly, was tough to get. Like, it was on back order for a lot of people. People bought into the nostalgia, probably bought into the Americana, bought into the fact that it was Ford tough, even though we always grew up with the Ford acronym being Fix or Repair Daily. Like, that was always the joke around Fords.
Yep, Fix or Repair Daily. Found on road dead.
What's that?
That's what my dad. Found on road dead.
Oh. Coke 2. I mean, a lot of it, and we're seeing it now. Jolt Cola. I did a
that's right.
I did a post for making fun of the fact that Jolt is back as a zero sugar energy drink, and I'm like, wait, well, hold on a second. Jolt Cola, all the sugar and twice the caffeine is coming back for a new generation.
Yeah.
Loaded with caffeine, but zero sugar. And they reached out to me. They're sending me some, but everything is kind of reinventing itself. We're coming back differently.
Like retirement and non-retirement, because you could really say that, Dan Aykroyd didn't do a whole lot in there in between. There were some things in there, but it was almost like the iconic movie. And then there's the retirement role. And this new Ford Bronco, from what I understand, they're going to retire it really soon too, because I don't think it's going over so well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know.
I'm like, I think it's got some repair issues, but it's cool looking nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they did it with a bunch of cars. Chevy did it with the Caprice class. The Caprice came back. Chevy Caprice. They'll do it from time to time, and I think it speaks well to marketing. They intentionally retire and bring things back to bring that feeling of nostalgia back, and it's smart marketing, and it works. Except when they mess with our movies, that I want them to basically leave alone.
Yeah.
So in a way, the entire thing, which we had mentioned during Ghostbusters, is all about passing the torch. It's passing the torch on to a new generation. If I had to sum it up in just a few words, that's what it is.
So are you saying someday your kid, my kid, and Bodie will be running the Three View Mirror podcast for a future generation? Or we'll leave and come back and do it ourselves in our 90s?
Yeah, I say we do it till we're 90. That's what I say. So what'd you think? I don't know. What'd you think? Never would have
liked
gone.
it.
Yeah.
No, I would. I mean, I don't remember that it's been a break. We went on hiatus for the summer and we're back for the fall, kind of reprising our former roles. And I'm out of practice in the existentialist nature, the thought provoke. You're the intellectual of the crew, the former near rocket scientist, NASA teacher in space. Whereas I'm like, look, they both were in the same movie. Those are my connections. Yours takes some more thought, but it works. It's a true connection, and it was a good connection.
Well, thank you.
I slimed the Bronco. That's the connection.
And John slimed the Bronco. Don't cross the line.
Life, you win. You win.
Ever.
Best connection ever.
Life wins. Life wins.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you could have, because they've done so many reprisals and so many remakes, you could have gone in a million different directions with this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because all the movies they've remade, all the television shows, all the songs.
My original third one was going to be instead, but we always have to choose that other one. My original third one was going to be You Damn Dirty Apes, whenever Charlton Heston said that in Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And then he actually re-showed up in Planet of the Apes when they remade Planet of the Apes. Like, there's a lot of stars that have done that, where they come back as a different role. Maybe they were the child in one movie, and now they're the mom in the next, whatever that may be.
You could have even done Tiffany, her mall tour, because she was an artist who lived based on remakes. Like, look, her and Kylie Minogue, I don't think they did an original song, either one of them. They just kept remaking old songs, and it worked for them.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
unbelievable.
Yeah,
I thought you spoke to Miss Melissa Bloomer and got some dirt on me, and that's why you brought the Bronco in. Sorry, Missy, for lots of things.
You gotta write down these lines. You might want to pull these out of here and publish this. John slimed the Bronco, and what was the other one? Someone said he gave the longest yard.
Oh my God. I like that one. All right. It's a little warm in here. I'm having a hot flash. What's going on this week for you guys?
Is it Hooter in here? Hotter than it is?
Hooter.
Hotter than it is.
John, you mentioned that you did the AARP thing. I just actually published a video with AARP a little bit ago, and it was on Instagram and Facebook. It's all about perimenopause and menopause. A little funny video. I don't know if you saw it, but I
did.
And that one got published this week. Yeah. I was pretty raw in that one.
I thought it was hilarious. I loved it. I like the voiceover. I thought, if you guys haven't seen it, it's amazing. She just basically turns the change into a horror movie, which I could see the connection. Well played. I like Scott's little cameo too.
Yeah, he was in it. My husband was in the video, so it was fun.
Chris, what's up with you, buddy?
It's the season to be merry, Kevin. That's my name.
That's my name.
My name. It is that season to start watching Christmas Vacation. For me, I got be in Tennessee in 2 weeks for a keynote, and then gets kind of quiet for December, and then I'll be back on the road in January. 3 cities so far, hopefully a 4th being added soon. And then thinking about writing a 4th book, but it's a lot of work. So you can go check out my 3 books if you want on Amazon. They're at a major discount right now, so get them while you can at the discounted rate. And they'll make great holiday gifts for the person in your family who loves the 80s, or maybe yourself. They're a great little holiday gift. And it's always cool for me during the holidays when I see people like the sales of my books. I got to tell you, like, one of the coolest things for me is somebody's going to wake up Christmas morning, or they're going to go do a gift exchange, and they're going to get my book as a gift.
Cool.
And it feels so weird and awesome to think that, because I get excited when I get people's books, and to think that somebody gets excited about mine is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And for me, I mentioned it earlier, I am flying out to Providence, Rhode Island. I will be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to the Rhode Island Comic-Con. I will be a featured guest of the Blockbuster Experience, which I think is on the 5th floor. It's a huge convention. And I will be sharing time with none other than Crew Jones from the movie Rad, Bill Allen. So I should have been wearing that shirt. Good job. Can't believe you made that connection on this weekend, but that's where I'll be this weekend. So if you can't make it out to Rhode Island, I'll be pushing out a lot of content.
Yeah. And I've been recently asked by some pretty big companies to do some like over 50 fashion and beauty things. And I'm super excited about that. I'm heading down that pathway to trying my hand at making content for companies. And that's
so real quick, Yi Soul is kind of like a less expensive version of like Peloton bikes, exercise equipment. They sent me an exercise bike because I'm going to do a Generation Fit offshoot of my page focused on fitness for those of us in any generation, which is why it's not Generation X Fit, it's Gen Fit, but it's a recumbent bike. So it's you lean back instead of being directly over the pedals. The seat is like this wide and it has a back. So I mean, it's an old person bike, but that I'm going to use to stay young. So I don't know. I think it's kind of cool in a way.
Lean back.
Lean back.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Easy on the knees.
We've all got some things that are going on, all very exciting things. And
you're going to let easy on the knees pass after the conversation we've had?
I was never easy on my knees. There you go.
All righty then. On that note, we will be back next week. Same bad time, same bad channel, 7 p.m. Bring a friend next week. I say it every week. I'm not seeing the numbers go up. Let's get some people in here, and hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties. This is John Catriti signing off, saying I'll see you next week.
And this is Chris Clues. I will be the host next Monday. And Doreen, thanks for mentioning my Gen Excellence show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on Facebook Live. Check me out.
Nice.
Yep. See you, everyone.
Yeah.
Stay rad, everybody.
You bastard. I'm trying.
End credits.
I'm trying.
Woohoo.
All right.
I did it.
See ya.
I did it for us.
I kept trying.